Welcome to Live Interactive English. Hello everyone, my name is Karen.
Hi everybody, I am Shane, and today we're looking at part 2 of A Taste of World Traditions.
Ooh, so part 1, we talked about different places, right? Like South Korea and Thailand. That's right.
Yeah, so, you know, I was, like when I was new to Taiwan, I made a very... To me, now it looks like it was a big mistake.
Okay.
At that time, I just didn't understand what the big deal was. But I was eating my food, and I had a bowl of rice.
Okay.
And I sat my rice down, and I put my chopsticks, stuck them into my rice to hold them up.
That is so rude.
Is it really that rude?
Yes.
I guess now that I think about it, it's really rude. But yeah, what's the reason for that? I never really got a good explanation. I heard it was rude, but...
Well, okay, this is what I heard. I think it's because when you put your chopsticks inside your rice, they kind of look like incense. You know, so when you want to, somebody has passed away, and usually you would have incense to show respect to them. So it's considered impolite and rude when you do that with your chopsticks.
Oh, is there anything else I should not do with my chopsticks?
Oh, I think you're not supposed to point at people with your chopsticks. If you're talking to your friends at the table and you're holding your chopsticks,
hey,
it's not polite to point at your friends.
I think that one just seems pretty like
common.
Naturally I wouldn't want to do that.
That's right.
Okay, so in Taiwan, you know, in Chinese culture, there is a lot probably that you should know about eating as well.
So you don't really offend other people when you're eating with the locals.
Cool. All right, well, why don't we get into today's lesson?
All right.
In the Middle East, the left hand is reserved for bathroom activities, so eating should be done only with the right. In Iran, food is often served with bread in the middle of the table. Pieces of the bread are torn off and used to pick up other food items. When you are doing this, make sure that you never lick your fingers or put them in your mouth.
Looking at part 2 of A Taste of World Traditions.
Yes, and so now we're traveling to the Middle East.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so in the Middle East, the left hand is reserved for bathroom activities. So eating should be done only with the right. Yeah, I've heard also in some African cultures, I had a friend who lived in Africa, and he said there was one hand that was reserved for using, you know, when you're using the restroom, you should use that hand, and then you should never eat with that hand.
So
I forgot which one it was. But
so everybody follows this rule?
They follow this rule.
Everyone?
Supposedly, that's what I heard. Yeah.
Okay.
It's interesting, right?
It is.
So reserve, this is a verb. It means to keep something for somebody or something so that it cannot be used by any other person or for any other reason. So you wouldn't use your hand for any other reason than to use bathroom activities, and the other one would be to eat, right? So for example, I reserved my best suit for going to church on Sundays.
So it's only for church on Sundays. That's when you wear your best suit.
Yep, it's reserved for that day.
Nice. Okay, so now in Iran, food is often served with bread in the middle of the table.
I just love when there's like bread.
Same here.
In food cultures, like, you know, like like Indian food, they'll have like naan bread.
I love naan bread.
You know, and I love when the food
and
is
you dip
served
it in the curry, the Indian curry. Okay, so in Iran, they also do that. And the food is usually served with bread in the middle of the table. Pieces of the bread are torn off and used to pick up other food items. So you don't use your hand to pick up food items. You use the bread. So you rip off, you tear off one piece of bread, and then you pick up food. cool.
Oh, when I went to an Ethiopian restaurant, they served all of the food on kind of like a bread, but it was more spongy than normal bread.
Okay.
But all the food is placed on this bread, and then you use the bread you kind of pull off pieces, and then you just eat it, and you never use silverware.
Oh, okay. So they don't have to wash any utensils.
No utensils, right.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
So when you are doing this, make sure that you never lick your fingers or put them in your mouth.
That makes sense, right? Because you could pass germs to other people. And it's just kind of gross.
Because everyone's going to be using their hands and then take the bread, right?
Yeah.
So keep your hands clean.
All right, so we have a vocabulary word lick, which is a verb. That means to move your tongue over the surface of something in order to eat it. Make it wet or clean it. So for example, the dog kept licking Tyler's hand.
Oh, because maybe the dog likes Tyler. This is how they show love. If the dog loves you, then they will come and lick you and then wag their tail.
That's true. My cats also lick me, but I think it's because they think they're grooming me.
Oh, that's right.
Because cats will groom and lick each other to clean them. And so sometimes my cats will start licking my hand, but it's not like a dog.
That's
a
true.
dog just is like, so happy to see you. He just starts licking you. Why don't we take a break and we'll be right back.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。我们今天要继续来探索一些独特的用餐习俗。课文提到，在中东，左手是专门用来如厕用的，所以吃饭呢只能用右手。在伊朗，食物通常会跟面包一起放在桌子的中间，那人们会把面包一片一片撕下来，用来抓取其他的食物。那这时候记得绝对不要去舔手指，或是把手指放进嘴巴里哦。我们刚才讲这个撕面包时，文中是用 tear off 来表达撕掉什么什么。Karen 老师刚刚也有提到 rip off， 这个 rip 是拼作 R-I-P，rip off 它也有扯掉、撕掉的意思。那老师们刚刚还有想到这个印度烤饼沾咖喱，那么 naan 就是印度烤饼 ，curry 就是咖喱。我们下一个单字是 reserve 这个动词它表示保留，把什么专门留给，那它还有预约、预定的意思。再来看到 lick 当动词表示舔。那么单字例句有提到狗狗舔主人的手，那老师们就有提到说狗狗还会摇尾巴。那么 wag 这个字 W-A-G wag 它表示摇摆。老师还有提到猫舔主人的手，可能是想要帮它梳毛、理毛，这时候用到 groom 这个动词 G-R-O-O-M groom 它表示替动物来梳毛或者是清洁刷洗的意思。那这边一个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，这边我们要介绍的是 pick up， 它常常当作及物片语动词来使用。那么受词是代名词的时候，就要摆在 pick 和 up 之间。这边介绍两个常见意思。第一个呢，我们可以用 pick up 去表达拿取或是购买某物，也可以表达接送某人的意思。例如 I'll pick you up at your hotel at 7， 我7点会去饭店接你。那第二个意思可以表达学会，像是学会某个技能啊、语言等等。那这通常是指非刻意或者是无意中学到的。例如 She picked up a few Japanese phrases on her trip to Tokyo。她去东京旅行期间学会了一些日文用语。好，接话课文中。
In Portugal, eating is about enjoying simple pleasures. Meals are relaxed and unhurried. When a diner takes a pause during a meal at a restaurant, they cross their knife and fork on their plate to show that they're not finished yet. Also, keep in mind that it's rude to ask for salt or pepper, as it suggests that the food isn't seasoned well enough. So, when you are next sitting down for a meal, remember that dining customs show the heart of a culture. Be prepared to soak up new flavors and experiences as you discover the world, one delicious bite at a time.
Welcome back, everyone. So we are still talking about different traditions around the world. And of course, we're talking about traditions relating to food, how people eat. And before the break, we were looking at the Middle East. And I think a lot of people, they will reserve their left hand for bathroom activities, so they make sure that they eat with their right hand.
Only.
That's right. And also in Iran, and usually food is served with bread in the middle of the table, and pieces of bread are torn off, and then you use the bread to pick up the food instead of your own hand.
So don't lick your hands and stuff afterwards.
Keep your hands clean, okay?
All right, now we're going to go move to Europe, okay? In Portugal, eating is about enjoying simple pleasures. Meals are relaxed and unhurried.
So you can't eat too fast.
Yeah, it's quite similar to Spain, which is right next to Portugal, but they have a very similar culture.
That's right.
Very relaxed. Now, if you say something is relaxed, that's an adjective. It just means calm and informal. So you could say, my office is a very relaxed working environment.
Aww, that sounds like a really nice place to be,
Yeah,
right?
well, I think we have a nice relaxed working environment here.
That's right. Okay, so when a diner takes a pause during a meal at a restaurant, they cross their knife and fork on their plate to show that they're not finished yet. Oh, so it's important to do this because if you don't do this, maybe the waiter, they would just take your plate away. So we just take a pause. What does that mean? That's a noun. So the noun pause means a short break. So maybe when you're eating, you just feel like, oh wait, I'm kind of full. I just want to take a quick break. Okay, so like the pauses in television shows that allow for commercials to be shown. So for example, you could say there was a long pause as the speaker tried to say something.
So I don't think we would fit in Portugal. Because I don't think either one of us takes pauses when we eat.
I do not take pauses.
To me, it's like a competition. Who can eat the most, the fastest.
But it's actually not good for your body
It's
if
not
you
good.
eat so fast.
You should eat slowly so that you can
digest your food.
and also so that you can feel full. Because it takes your stomach to reach your brain. I just heard something like 15 minutes so that you will know that you're full. So if you eat too quick, your stomach can't tell your brain, hey, I'm full, and you'll stop. So you eat too much. Okay. Also, keep in mind that it's rude to ask for salt or pepper, as it suggests that the food isn't seasoned well enough.
But what if you really want to eat a little more salty or you want a little bit of pepper? You just can't ask for salt and pepper?
They'll just be offended. You can do it, but they might give you like a look, like,
Okay, you don't want to offend people.
Yeah, that's right. So
You bring your own.
Oh, yeah. Hide some inside your purse or something. So pepper is a noun. That's just a powder made from dried berries, which are called peppercorns, used to give a hot, spicy taste to food. So for example, I put lots of pepper on everything that I eat.
Do you?
No, that's not really true, but I do like to use pepper for seasoning my food. When I'm cooking, typically, I will use pepper to season my food.
And I think a lot of people do. A lot of people feel the same way.
Especially in Western culture.
Yes, exactly. Okay, well, let's continue. So, when you are next sitting down for a meal, remember that dining customs show the heart of a culture. Be prepared to soak up new flavors and experiences as you discover the world, one delicious bite at a time. Oh, I love how they phrase it. It just means that whichever country you want to visit, just make sure that you learn about their culture, embrace it. So it, makes your trip worthwhile.
I like the way they said soak up new flavors and experiences. To soak up an experience just has that feeling that you're just getting all of the experiences and you're really letting them sink into your body.
Right. Take everything in.
Take everything in, yeah. Okay, well, we have a what do you think question.
Okay.
So can you think of any other dining customs? What are they and where are they practiced?
Okay, well, I can think of one in Japan.
In Japan?
Yeah, actually, yeah, there are a lot of traditions in Japan. So, for
Right.
example, people love to eat noodles like ramen in Japan. So, I heard that if you're eating ramen or any type of noodle, it's polite to make a really, really loud sound when you're like slurping your noodle.
Oh.
If you don't do that, it's considered rude. So, they think it's not delicious.
It's like the opposite of like in Western culture. If you make a lot of noise when you eat, people will think that's very rude.
Exactly.
If you slurp your noodles, your parents will be so angry at you.
But not in Japan.
In Japan, it's actually a good thing.
That's right. Have you ever done that? I mean, you've been to Japan.
I've been to Japan and I just I remembered that was part of the culture, so I just went ahead and did it. But yeah, it was kind of fun, I think, actually. Yeah, and I don't know, I'm thinking of a tradition. I don't know if we could call this a tradition. Maybe it's just a custom that I wasn't used to when I was living in Beijing.
Okay.
And this was many years ago, you know, and it wasn't a very nice restaurant, but I was at a restaurant and people were spitting on the floor like while they were eating. Like
it was common for people to spit on the
yeah,
floor? Okay.
and that was a really weird custom. And it wasn't just like one guy or one person doing it. Like several people did that, and it was at several different, you know, small local restaurants.
I wonder if things have changed since then.
Yeah, but I wonder if they maybe somehow think that they're just like cleaning out their mouth or something, so it's a good thing to do? Who knows? Okay, anyway, that's all the time we have. I feel like we could talk about food and customs and culture all day, but we've got other things to do. We're busy people.
That's right. Okay, then. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you guys next time.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
下一站我们来到葡萄牙，在这边吃饭就是享受简单的乐趣，那么用餐就是放松、不慌不忙的。当你在餐厅用餐时，想要暂停吃东西的话，就要把刀叉交叉放在盘子上，表示说你还没有吃完。那么另外要记住，要求盐巴或是胡椒其实是不礼貌的，因为这暗示他们的食物调味不够。好，来看单字 relaxed。Relaxed， 它是形容放松的、轻松自在的。那么 pause 在这边当名词，表示暂停、停顿。Pepper 则是胡椒粉，是当不可数名词用。如果当可数名词，可以用来指甜椒。那么 Shane 老师解释时，他提到 peppercorn 就是指胡椒粒。好，课文最后提到说，无论在哪里坐下来吃饭，要记得用餐习俗展现了一种文化的核心。我们就准备好在探索世界时，就尽情的享受新口味，去拥抱新的体验吧。Karen 老师刚刚用到一个动词叫 embrace，embrace 就表示拥抱、欣然接受。那这边两个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，我们来看第一个重点是 keep something in mind， 这表示记住，把什么放在心上。受词如果是 that 或者是 WH 疑问词所引导的名词子句时，那就要写作 keep in mind that 或者是 WH 疑问词，然后加上主词再加动词。例如 keep in mind that happiness is more important than money， 记住，快乐比金钱更重要。那第二个重点是动词 soak， 表示浸泡、使湿透。那么片语动词 soak up， 它可以表达吸收，像是吸收液体，也可以去表达出沉浸于什么，充分体验、尽情享受某事物的意思。例如 He lay on the grass and soaked up the sunshine， 他躺在草地上享受阳光。好，那么以上节的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
In the Middle East, the left hand is reserved for bathroom activities, so eating should be done only with the right. In Iran, food is often served with bread in the middle of the table. Pieces of the bread are torn off and used to pick up other food items. When you are doing this, make sure that you never lick your fingers or put them in your mouth. In Portugal, eating is about enjoying simple pleasures. Meals are relaxed and unhurried. When a diner takes a pause during a meal at a restaurant, they cross their knife and fork on their plate to show that they're not finished yet. Also, keep in mind that it's rude to ask for salt or pepper, as it suggests that the food isn't seasoned well enough. So, when you are next sitting down for a meal, remember that dining customs show the heart of a culture. Be prepared to soak up new flavors and experiences as you discover the world, one delicious bite at a time.
Toot toot! Clickety-clack! All aboard the Alishan Forest Railway! High up in the mountains at an elevation of 2,216 meters, this line takes you on a thrilling ride through misty forests and tea gardens. Join us, and together we'll take a wonderful Taiwanese journey where you will discover the 5 wonders of Alishan. What are they, you ask? They're the sunrise, the sea of clouds, the railway, the forest, and the sunset. Are you ready to explore Alishan? Alishan Forest Railway is a hotspot in both Chiayi City and Chiayi County. The railway has many stations along the way to Alishan. The railway was used for delivering logs. Now, many tourists come here to experience the ride. The railway here is different from other railways. During the ride, you will pass by Dulishan. You will find that the train runs up the mountain in spirals. This is because there is not enough space to build more rails. Besides, Z-shaped switchbacks are designed to reverse the direction of a train. With them, you can have a round trip on the same pair of rails. During the ride, you can see various plants and trees at different altitudes. Alishan Forest Railway is one of Taiwan's important assets. It is listed as a potential World Heritage Site. Okay, are you ready to catch your best photos yet? As we wrap up our Alishan Forest Railway journey, ensure your cameras are ready to point to the east, as the sunrise here is a showstopper. Alishan offers moments of fresh mountain air, a dash of adventure, and a symphony of nature. Each glimpse is a treasure, and every chug-chug is a melody.